Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 8 video lessons. I'm your instructor Zia Hamid. I hope that you're doing well. Students, today we will be talking about stressed stress patterns of words, and we can find them in our dictionary or thesaurus. It is very much important to understand that how words are pronounced, which word, which part of the word, which syllable needs more stress. So this is what we are going to learn today. Our SLO says use dictionary or thesaurus to identify syllable division and stress patterns. This is what we are going to learn. We are already having a very good idea about what a syllable is. This is a very minimal sound that you make in a word. And some of these sounds you need to give a very good force and stress, and some are unstressed. So let's learn about them. Let's recall the previous lesson where you have learned about syllabification. There are different syllable patterns and how you can divide word into different syllables. How can you find out that which word is having one syllable and which one is having 3, 4, 5, or maybe even 6 syllables? Now students, this is a vertical linkage for the brainstorming session. Today you will think about a word. Think of 5 words basically you use often. What are your favorite words that you often use? Say them aloud and try to identify which syllable is stressed. Take a moment, pause the video before I read the remaining brainstorming session and do it quickly. All right, good. Now, how does the meaning or sound of the word change when you stress a different syllable? Now, for example, you have selected the word present, Present. Now, how many syllables are there? Present, right? So, how can we say it? If I stress the word differently, the meaning will be changed. For example, number 1, we have present, and then we have present. So first I'm giving stress on the first part of the sentence of the word, actually the first syllable, and then on the second word, present, I am stressing on the second syllable. So how is it different? Present means that you are present, like you are present in the class, but present means to present something, to give something out. So by changing the stress pattern, by changing the syllable by pattern, we can see that giving wrong stress on the syllable can change the meaning, or it can totally make the word not understandable at all. Now, students, we know that a syllable, when we are talking about it, we are talking about the sound. A unit of pronunciation having one vowel sound with or without surrounding consonants, forming the whole of a part of a word. For example, there are 2 syllables in water. Water, both of them having vowels, and also one consonant, and there we have 2 consonants. And there are 3 syllables in the word inferno, and both of these 3 syllables have a consonant and a vowel. So when we are saying the word inferno, we are actually changing the shape of the mouth as well to force out the word like inferno. So there are 3 syllables. We pronounce it like that. And now, what do we say? Do we say inferno or inferno or inferno? So these are the 3 stress patterns that I've showed you. Which one is the correct? Inferno is correct. We actually give stress on the second syllable. Now, when we are talking about stress, the stress pattern, we are talking about the loudness in which we say the word. and the full expression. Syllables in English words do not have the same level of sound, of loudness. Some part of the word, some syllables are said out loudly and some are said in a very normal way. Some are loud and some are short and very quiet as well. English has 3 levels of stress. First, we have a primary stress, where the loudest syllable in the word. Primary stress is given to the syllable and we say it in a very loud way. In one syllable words, that one syllable has the primary stress. If you have if you have a word with only one syllable, then you have to give the primary stress on that one syllable that you have. Primary stress is marked in a dictionary by putting a stress mark like this, which looks like an apostrophe at the beginning of the syllable. So you can find examples in the next slide. Then we have secondary stress. It means this is not primary, this is not too much focused. Syllables that are not completely unstressed but are not as loud as the primary stress. It means they are less louder than the primary stress. It is not marked. We have no marking for a secondary stress. We have only a marking of primary stress that looks like actually an apostrophe. Now, if you look at over here, you have some words with pronunciation keys. For example, you have the word pedestrian. Now, if you find it in the dictionary, you will see a pronunciation key along with the word entry, and you can see that this little mark over here is telling us to put stress on the first syllable of the word. So this is pedestrian. I mean, this part of the sentence will not be given primary stress. Just the first part is given the primary stress. So we call it pedestrian. Now, if we have the word rhythm, how do we know that what to call it? We have to divide it in syllables. Rhythm. It has 2 syllables. And where are we going to put the stress? Are we going to put the stress in the first syllable or in the second one? We are going to focus on the first syllable. This is where the primary stress will be. So we will say it is rhythm. Rhythm, not rhythm, rhythm, not like that. So this is rhythm because we are focusing on this first part and this first syllable of the word. Same goes with vehicle. Vehicle. Now, if you notice, how am I saying it? Is I'm just focusing and stressing on the first syllable, ve, and I'm not stressing on this part. So I have to put primary stress at the very start of saying this word. So I would say it's vehicle, not vehicle, vehicle, not like that. This is to put the primary stress at the very start of the word because we have a sign, an indication in the pronunciation key that you can find in your different resource and reference materials like dictionary or a thesaurus. So these were some examples. Now, here you can see a dictionary page is having these weird looking words with symbols and marking in the bracket. They are pronunciation key. They will tell you that how you can say that unfamiliar word that you have not heard before. For example, if you have not heard the word pedestrian before and you want to learn the correct pronunciation and you have not any facility to hear that word from any native or you do not have any kind of tool or feature, then you can just go to the dictionary, take a look at the pronunciation key and follow the stress pattern and indication to learn the pronunciation. Here you can find the pronunciation key, either they are written in between the slashes or in the parentheses or also in this flower brackets. If you have a word entry, revelation, this is how you would say it. Revelation. Compassion. Now where are we going to put our stress? Over here. We'll say compassion. So the focus is on the second syllable over here. All right. And when we are talking about revelation, you see that there is no primary stress on any kind of the syllable. So it means you would just say revelation or revelation. That's it. You have this classroom activity where you have to find out the pronunciation, the stress pattern in the pronunciation key. You can look it up in the dictionary. This is your worksheet where you have to identify the following words. Where does the stress falls, and then tick that word. Where is the stress? Can you pass me a plastic knife? Is it plastic or is it plastic? See, the focus is on the very first syllable. For the homework, you have to choose any words, any 5 words from your textbook, or you can consult any other reading material and open a dictionary, find out the pronunciation key, see how the stress words are actually identified and marked, whether the stress is going to be primary or secondary on first syllable, second, third, or fourth, and you can say them accordingly. Practice your pronunciation and give time to yourself so that you can rehearse the correct pronunciation of each word, with especially with multisyllabic words. All these resources are available for your understanding. Thank you so much for listening, students. I hope that now we know that we can use our resource materials like dictionary or a thesaurus to look for a word, find the pronunciation, and see how the word is divided into different syllables, and how we can stretch, how we have to give focus on which part of the syllable. Thank you so much. Till the next time, I'll see you in the next video lesson. Take care of yourselves, and Allah Hafiz.